Hi, boys and girls. I'm going to be reading chapter 4 from Magic Tree House, Mummies in the Morning. Chapter 4 is called Back from the Dead. Jack pulled Annie down. The white figure moved swiftly past them, then disappeared into the shadows. A mummy, said Annie. Back from the dead. Forget it, stammered Jack. That's impossible. He picked up the Egypt book. What's this? Said Annie. She lifted something from the floor. Look, the mummy dropped this thing. And my phone dropped. Anyway, we're just going to carry on. It's real life. Filming live. Anyway. Okay. It was a gold stick about a foot long. A dog's head was carved into one end. It looks like a scepter, said Jack. What's that? Asked Annie. It's a thing that kings and queens carry, said Jack. It means they have power over people. Come back, Mummy, Annie called. We found your scepter. Come back. We want to help you. Shush, said Jack. Are you nuts? But the mummy. That was no mummy, said Jack. It was a person, a real person. What kind of person would be inside a pyramid? Asked Annie. I don't know, said Jack. Maybe the book can help us? I don't know. He flipped through the book. At last he found a picture of a person in a pyramid. He read, Tomb robbers often stole the treasure buried with mummies. False passages were sometimes built to stop the robbers. Jack closed the book. Not a mummy, he said. Just a tomb robber. Yikes, a tomb robber, said Annie. Yeah, a robber who steals stuff from tombs, said Jack. What if the robber comes back, said Annie. We'd better leave. Right, said Jack, but first I want to write something down. He put the Egypt book into his pack. He pulled out his notebook and pencil. He started writing in his notebook, Tomb Robber. Jack, said Annie. Just a second, said Jack. He kept writing. Tomb robber tried to steal. Jack, look, said Annie. Jack felt a whoosh of cold air. He looked up. A wave of terror shot through him. Another figure was moving slowly toward them. It wasn't a tomb robber. It was a lady, a beautiful Egyptian lady. The lady wore flowers in her black hair. Her long white dress had many tiny pleats. Her gold jewelry glittered. Here, Jack, Annie whispered. Give her this. She handed him the gold scepter. The Egyptian lady stopped in front of them. Jack held out the scepter. His hand was trembling. He gasped. The scepter passed right through the lady's hand. She was made of air. And there's a picture here. And that's the end of chapter 4. I'm going to go ahead and read chapter 5, called The Ghost Queen. A ghost, Annie whispered. Jack could only stare in horror. The ghost began to speak. She spoke in a hollow, echoing voice. I am Hutepi, she said, Queen of the Nile. Have you come to help me? Jack still couldn't speak. Yes, said Annie. For 1,000 years, said the Ghost Queen, I have waited for help. Jack's heart was pounding so hard, he thought he might faint. Someone must find my Book of the Dead, she said. I need it to go on to the next life. Why do you need the Book of the Dead? Asked Annie. She didn't sound scared at all. It will tell me the magic spells I need to get through the underworld, said the Ghost Queen. The underworld? Said Annie. Before I journey on to the next life, I must pass through the horrors of the underworld. What kind of horrors? Annie asked. Poisonous snakes, the Ghost Queen said. Lakes of fire, monsters, demons. Oh, Annie stepped closer to Jack. My brother hid the Book of the Dead so tomb robbers would not steal it, said the Ghost Queen. Then he carved his, wait a minute. Then he carved his secret on the wall, telling me how to find it. She pointed to the wall. Jack was still in shock. He couldn't move. Where? Annie asked her. Here. She squinted at the wall. What do these tiny pictures mean? The Ghost Queen smiled sadly. Alas, my brother forgot my strange problem. I cannot see clearly that which is close to my eyes. I have not been able to read his message for thousands of years. Oh, that's not strange, said Annie. Oops. Jack. I guess I need a better holder. Jack has the same problem. That's why he wears glasses. The Ghost Queen stared in wonder at Jack. Jack, lend her your glasses, said Annie. Jack took his glasses off his nose. He held them out to the Ghost Queen. She backed away from him. I cannot wear your glasses, Jack, she said. As you can see, I am made of air. Oh, I forgot, said Annie. But perhaps you will describe the hieroglyphs on this wall, said the Ghost Queen. Who? Said Annie. Hieroglyphs, said Jack, finally finding his voice. It's the ancient Egypt way of writing. It's like writing with pictures. The Ghost Queen smiled at him. Thank you, Jack, she said. Jack smiled back at her. He put his glasses on, then he stepped forward toward the wall and took a long look. Oh, man, he whispered. And that's the end of chapter 5. Chapter 6 is called The Writing on the Wall. Bye.